Buddy, this is Tim Whittemore with the Tim Whittemore Group. Once again, coming at you with some good information this Friday morning, just to give some insight on what to do when you're looking to buy or sell a house. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about selling. So one of the questions that I had from a past client, past friend of mine is, well, I'm PCSing now. I own a house now. What are some of the things that I can do? What are some options that I have? Well, typically in our market, if you've been in your house for at least 2 years, you've got some good options here. But let's just kind of run through it. So first things first is you can just go ahead and rent it out if you wanted to. You can sell with what they call an assumption, which I'll go into here in a bit. You can just sell it outright, just go ahead and get rid of it. Or you can just keep renting it and just let it sit vacant. I don't know why, but you could. Anyway, let's talk about renting it first. So heck, all right, so I want to rent it out. I want to build up my real estate portfolio. Is that something I can do? Is the VA going to allow that? Well, yeah, you're moving. The VA isn't in the business to get you investment properties. They're in the business to get you a home. However, life circumstances happen. You got PCS, you got orders. There's nothing you can do. You don't have enough equity, or you have enough equity into your house, or you're just trying to build your portfolio. Hey, maybe I want to rent this out and just start building it that way. So the first question to ask is, do I have cash flow? So you can talk to your real estate professional in the area. You can kind of look it up yourself, but they got access to the MLS and a bunch of other things. But see what the other houses are renting for in your area. Now, you take that with what your monthly mortgage payment is, so your principal and interest, your taxes, HOA fees, don't forget those. What am I missing? And homeowners insurance, and make sure that the amount that you're paying, you're at least cash flowing something on that. There's a lot of different strategies out there on how much of that should actually be. Lately, I've heard a couple $100. If you're doing that, then that's a great opportunity to do so. Other things to think about is, who's going to manage it? Are you going to manage it? Do you have a friend in there? Do you know some people that can go over and fix things if you're not available to? Obviously, you're not going to be there. Those are some things to think about. You can also hire a rental management company, which are pretty reasonable. They typically charge anywhere between, we've seen 8 to 12 to above % of whatever the rent is due for them for their fees. Now, they don't really care if you're making any money or anything like that, as long as you're getting your fees. However, it's hassle-free for you. So those are some things to look into as well. Also, you got to think about repairs. So yeah, you might be making $300-400 a month off of this, but you better be putting it away because you're still owning a house. And if you've been a house owner for so long, you know that things go bad. So that's something that you'll have to think about and keep reserves for when the hot water heater stops working, or the HVAC, especially here in Florida, and it's not cooling and you've got very angry renters. So those are something to think about as well. Also, occupancy rate. How long are you going to lease through? What if somebody's not paying? How are we going to get those people out? How long is it going to stay without a payment? Can I afford that? Those are some questions that you'll have to ask as well. Also, your turnover expenses. Sometimes renters, they don't care because it's not theirs. So they might rip up the carpet. There might be holes in the walls. Of course, get your deposit for this stuff. But there'll be some other things that, it's not their home, so they may not be taking care of it. So make sure that you take care of those things moving forward. Other questions that people have asked me as well, I'm moving to this another area. I want to buy, and over there, do I have to sell my home? Now, that's going to be based on your debt to income ratio. So if, depending on what your rank is, how many things that you have that you're paying for, say like a car or like a car loan or some student loans and things like that, depending on how much you get paid with the military, your spouse, or however that goes, those are things that the mortgage company is going to look at to see if you can afford that. Now, they're going to tell you whether you need to have a signed lease on this other property or it needs to be sold outright. So take a look at those things to help you out. So let's talk about selling. So if you're going to sell, there's two different ways. Now, you can sell with what I said earlier, which is an assumption. That's not assuming that it's going to sell. All right. An assumption in the VA, if you have another VA borrower and your interest rate is better than what they can get in their current market, you can you can have them sign over, and it just moves the whole thing over in layman's terms. There's a lot more to it, but you can look into that. Definitely talk to your real estate professional and see if that's something that you could do. It's not very common now, but if the interest rates start going up, that's something that could be very beneficial and an awesome selling point. So the other one is selling it just straight outright. All right. That's what we all know about selling your house. You're PCSing. So there's a couple of things you need to take into consideration. First is getting your TMO. So, which you know what that TMO is. It's the people that are going to move all your stuff for you by the military. You also can do ditty moves and things like that if you're going to move it yourself. But if you're planning on somebody to pick up your stuff because you're going overseas, definitely keep that in the back of your mind that you're going to have to be able to have your orders in time to get them out there in order for them to pick all your stuff up before that somebody takes possession of your house. So make sure to explain that to your real estate professional as well that will be selling your home, because that can get really rough. You might have to move it and then put it in storage, and then you're going to have to move it twice before somebody can pick it up and take it over there. Not a huge deal, but as long as you're anticipating these things and you get an awesome offer for your house, that might be something to look out for. So if you sell it and you sell it quickly, and you've got a month and you got nowhere to live, what am I going to do? I just sold the house. Right. So those are some things that you're going to have to look into as well to make sure that you can have a place to go into, maybe a short-term rental. Worst case scenario, what is a economy living going to look like in a hotel? Can I stay on base? Is there a family member that lives nearby or a friend that you could stay with? So take a look at that. And are you buying in your next location? Know that you're going to have some time, some house hunting days. Now, a lot of people think, well, I'm just going to go out there, I'm going to go find a house, and then I'm going to go live in it. Well, it doesn't always work that way. If you purchased a house before, or it's just been a while, know that you have the option to go out and take a week. I think that's what the current one is, that you can go out and take a week prior, like a month out, to go for a house hunting trip in the location that you're going to go live, which is awesome, because now it takes 30 to 45 days to close a house. And when you get there, you can move right into your brand new home. Now, if you wait until you get to that location, know that you're still going to have some temporary living. Your house hunting days when you get there is not going to be the 30 to 45 days it takes to close on a house. So you're still going to have a short-term plan for you and your family to live. So how much time do you need to sell the house? Now, that's going to be market dependent. Right now, as we're recording this video, it's taking anywhere between 30 to 120 days to go ahead and get this thing sold. So what's that going to look like? Are you going to price it right? Are you going to dress it right? Are you going for the most amount of money? If you're looking at the time, how quickly you want to go, you're going to have to play these two options. And I'm not going to go into that today, the price versus the timing thing, but you'll have to talk to your realtor or real estate professional to see where can I position it in order to get out of it on time. Now, we're in a seller's market right now, so it's easy to push the buyers away if you had to. However, if the market does shift, you're going to have to be a little bit more competitive when these things come around. So what if you can't get out of the house? So even if the market doesn't say that you can sell your house at the amount that you need to in order, after all the fees, that the government, the real estate fees, everything else, title fees that you're going to see, what if I still have to pay money to get out of this house? Now, depending on how much money it is, you may have the option to come out of pocket just so that you don't have to worry about this. However, you might have to rent it. And a good honest real estate professional is going to tell you either to rent it out and give them a call in a year or when the market improves, or go ahead and just just try to sell it or get out of it. It's going to be situational. Really, it's situational every single time. And I've had plenty of situations myself where I've told them to go ahead and rent it. The market increased, and then we sold it, and they were able to get out of it and actually make a profit, which is awesome. Plus, they got equity in the house. You know, it's all that great stuff. So there is one other option. You can keep it and just keep it vacant. Say you want a vacation home. I don't know how much you're renting, what your side hustle is, but you could totally do that, especially if you've got a house down here in the beautiful Emerald Coast and you want to just come back and check it out. Absolutely, come on in, take a look. But just know that you're carrying 2 mortgages regardless. Things will still break in the other house, especially if there's nobody moving in it. So, yeah. I wouldn't do that. But, you know, to each their own. So, and to kind of sum this up, you've got really 2 options, either to rent it or to go ahead and sell it. And if you're going to continue to build your portfolio up, I would suggest renting at least for a while until the market gets to a point to where you want to take your equity out and sell it for a profit. Just know, and I know a lender is going to correct me, that you have upwards of 484.92 of your VA benefit if you're using your VA loan to go ahead and purchase these houses. What that really means is that if you've already purchased a house that was $200,000, you still have all the way up to the rest for your next house. So that'd be another 284 something that you'll have to purchase your next home. Say it's a little bit over it, perfectly fine. You're just going to pay 20% for the remaining amount above that 284 something. But it's only going to be of that amount, and it's still your VA benefit. If you got more questions about this, go ahead and send me a message under here. Send me a what do they call it? Private message. Jeez, I love these live videos. If you know somebody else that was thinking about this and this could be useful for them, make sure to like and share that with them. And again, reach out to me or any of your real estate professionals for further advice and information on these issues that could come up. All right, well, we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.